Hey guys, in this video I want to show you 50 plus tips and tricks for the Samsung Galaxy S7 Edge or the S7, whatever variant you have. They are similar, so it doesn't matter. So it's just gonna be a little bit long video as compared to my other videos. So I suggest that you might have something like this around you, or like something like this, so you might not get bored or something like that. But yeah, let's start off this video with the tip number one, which is related to always on mode. Now by default this mode is enabled, which gives you the time, the day, month, and the battery percentage, but you can actually turn it off by unlocking the phone, and then you have the access to it in the notification panel. When you go here, click on that arrow, and down below at the end it says always on display, and you can turn it off. So yeah, and then after that you will not going to see this anymore. So yeah, for some people it might become like a little bit annoying, you know, always on, always there, but I really like that feature. Another thing we have here is that by default you get this like a news type of thing, which I have disabled, but when you first boot up your phone you get this news thing, which I really don't like, because I like to do a lot of speed test videos, so I can't run these type of extra things to slow down the TouchWiz. And to be honest, you should also turn it off, because this is TouchWiz we are talking about. It can become pretty slow by these extra bloatware type of things, you know. So this is called as update, and previously it was called something else. So you can turn it off, and then you will have nothing, and it can improve your experience a little bit. So another tip for you guys is that you have the fast charging mode enabled by default, but you can disable it by going into the settings. The reason why I'm saying you can disable it is because first of all, they have given you the option to disable it, and second of all is that if you are someone who like to use the phone while it's charging, then definitely you should turn off the fast cable charging. So when you turn it off, it's basically, it says if fast cable charging is turned off, your phone of course is not going to fast charge. And it says that if the fast charging mode is enabled and you use it while your device may become hot while using fast cable charging. So it is recommended that you should turn it off if you want to use your phone while it's charging. So moving towards the next tip, which is related to the screenshot. Now this is this is something that maybe most people know, but most of the majority of people don't really know about this. So you can take a screenshot by pressing the power and the home button at the same time, or you can take a screenshot by doing a palm swipe on the display. Oops, it's a little bit slippery, so I'm gonna try it like this. As you can see, it works pretty fine. So when you take the screenshot, you have the options to have fun, like share them or edit them or even delete them, so that is nice. Next tip for you guys is called as the quick launch camera. Now you might hate it, you might want to turn this option off. So again, this option you might actually know about this, so you can go into settings and camera settings, and then you can quick launch, you can turn it off. So if you like to take a lot of selfies, then it is a convenient feature, but for some people it might be annoying, so you can turn it off so that you don't actually open up camera every single time you actually press the home button. So yeah, next feature we have is called as motion photo, which is a new addition on the Galaxy phone, the S7 variants. Is that when you launch the camera, you have the options, of course. If you go into, let's see here, if you go into modes, no, not modes, if I go back into the main settings area, let's see here, come on. Okay, so we get this option called as motion photo, which is very similar to the Apple's live photo feature. It records a short video of what happens before each picture is taken. So I'm gonna go into my settings, my gallery actually, okay, and show you guys. This is how this motion photo works. So I just took a photo normally, you know, and when you have this feature on, you can play it, and it just captures a little bit of, you know, moments before and moments after, so that you can have the perfect picture. So it is really nice. It is a counter feature to the Apple's Live Photo. Next thing we have is is related to the lock screen wallpaper. Now this is something that confuses people a lot, because with the TouchWiz they still don't make things more of easier for you. You know, when you go into wallpaper section, you have this option to select whatever wallpaper you can have, but on top it says home screen, so you might not be able to set it on the lock screen, so you actually have to press on it. This is you know, I see a lot of people comment on my video, so how to set wallpaper on lock screen. So you have this option, you can select it and select the lock screen, or you can have same wallpaper on both home and lock screen, and you can just apply it, and then you can get the wallpaper on both lock screen and home screen. So this is nice. This is something that most people have problem with, so now you know it and you can thank me later. Next tip for you guys is every time I get this question asked a lot of time, that from where the hell I get my wallpapers. Now there's a free app on the Play Store called as Zedge. You can use this application to download unlimited wallpapers. Now if you have a phone like Galaxy S7 and the S7 Edge, this app will automatically going to show you awesome wallpapers, because it kind of detects the phone, and then, you know, look at that wallpaper, and these wallpapers will look amazing on this Quad HD display. So now you know from where I get my wallpapers. Next tip for you guys is also related to camera. Now when you open up the camera, of course I'm going to switch to the back camera. There is when you go into setting, there's a feature called as review pictures. Now when you take pictures, it doesn't actually take you immediately to the gallery. So if you want to immediately see your captured photos, you can enable this feature called as review pictures, and when you go back and capture a picture, it's going to take you to show you the picture of the preview, you know, where you can actually delete it or share it. So it's really nice, and you can touch it to go into gallery, so you don't have to actually press this gallery button in the corner that appears while you are using the camera. So it can be a good feature for some people. So let's move towards the next tip, which is related to something that you guys may already know. I don't know, you may already know. So there is a Unleashed ultra processing mode we have on this phone, or on majority of Samsung phones, is that you have this mode called the ultra processing mode. You can enable it by going to the quick setting area, scroll down all the way to the end, and then you can hold on it. It's going to take you to the main settings. Now this feature will save the battery by applying a simplified mode, give you some restricted features, and if you turn it on, it's going to take some time, and then it will take you, like I said, to restricted features, and you'll get much more battery life out of your device. For example, here you can see it says 3 days on just 64% battery. So I think definitely this is a feature that has been adopted by major smartphone makers, even Apple. So you can click on more, you can go into settings and have some things checked out, and then you can go back, and of course you can disable it without any problem. Okay, so moving towards the next tip, which is something like maybe most of people have to know, is that there is an app that allows you to have your screen alive at all the time. You know, if you really want to see the test out the screen on time of your phone, you can use this application called as Stay Alive. When you open this application, it's gonna start to run and in the background, and this application will not going to let your phone to sleep, you know. So by default you can have the maximum limit set up to like 30 minutes, and after that your device will sleep. But with this app, your display will always be on until it dies with the battery. I mean, of course, if the battery runs out. So yeah, this is called as Stay Alive. This is the app that I used for my freeze test. So I'm just gonna exit the Alive app. So this is really nice, and yeah, I'm gonna be using it if I'm going to do any freeze test in the future. So let's talk about another feature we have, is called as icon background. Now you can see the icons here on my S7 Edge is that they don't have any boxy thing around them. So if you want them want that boxy thing to be around them, you have to go into settings, then you have to scroll to the display, and here you have the option called as icon backgrounds. you go here and you have the options of icons with background. You click on it and you get this boxes with some applications that are supported, of course, Google Apps. So yeah, some people like it, some people don't, so I just want to have it what the default is, just the icons, not any box there. So let's talk about the next feature we have is the multitasking related. Now this phone comes with 4 gigs of RAM. You can take advantage of all that RAM by having this dual window mode. Now what this thing will do is that it will allow you to open up multiple applications at the same time. Let's see here if it can work on the browsers here. So if I hold it down, it says select 2 apps to open in split view, so I can open up 2 different apps like gallery. All right, so the next app we can select like let's see here, my files. So now you have 2 different applications opened up in just one screen, so that is really good. Next tip for you guys is actually called as pop-up window. That can be a very convenient feature. So you can access the pop-up window in 2 ways, like this way, like you can swipe your finger in diagonally, so it might be a little bit difficult to do. So you can go into the apps, recent app area, and you can hold on a certain app like this, and this will initiate the pop-up window feature where you can move this while of course you can move this, or you can have it like a small app icon of it, and you can close it, you can resize it again. So it's pretty nice to have this pop-up window because some people have small hands and it's very convenient for them. Next tip for you guys is called as the download booster, which you might not be able to see from the main quick settings. So what you can do here, you can go into main settings and then you can go here to more connection settings, and there you go, you have a download booster option. If you turn it on, this your phone will go into, of course it requires the SIM card. If you turn it on, the phone will use the mobile data and the Wi-Fi at the same time to increase the download speed and give you the best possible download speed while you download some apps from the Play Store. So yeah, that's that. Moving towards the next tip we have is called as the theme engine. Of course, this is something that we have on other Samsung devices also. But with the Galaxy S7 Edge, we get some awesome themes that even customizes the always on mode that we have. So really crazy themes we have. So a lot of people were asking me what theme I was using in my other videos. So this is the theme that I was using called as Shine Black. You might be able to get it on the Galaxy S6 Edge and the S6 Edge Plus. So it's really good and you can apply it. So yeah, let's move towards the next feature, which is related to Android 6.0 Marshmallow. It's called as the Now on Tap. So if you want to initiate that, all you have to do is hold down the home key, and it's basically going to take a screenshot or like screen scan of the display of the screen, of course, and see for a keyword. If it find any keyword like KFC or Eminem, it can give you the Instagram information for that keyword, or Facebook, Wikipedia, and stuff like that. So yeah, you probably know this at this time, but with the Samsung devices, it works with the holding the home key, so that's nice. Moving towards the next tip, which is called as night clock. Now when you go into settings with the Galaxy, this is actually related to the S7 Edge. When you go into the settings and when you go into, let's see, Edge screen, okay, it's not available on the Edge screen. You have to go into the display section, and there is the option called as the night clock. When you click on the night clock, if you turn it on, what will happen is that on night when your phone at night when your phone is like sleeping, the time will be displayed at the edge of the display, and that's nice. That's nice, and that is really convenient. That will be like you know, the always on mode will be like disabled, and the time will be shown on the edge of the display. So it's good. You don't have to pick up your phone and see the time, so it's really good. Even when it's like lying on the table, so time will come at the edge. That is nice. Moving towards the next tip, which is for those people who want to root their phone or unlock their bootloader. So this is really convenient for them, like I'm going to do the rooting and unlocking of the S7 Edge without a doubt. So you have to go here to About Device and scroll down to Software Info. Then you have to tap on build number a couple of times until you unlock developer options. when you unlock developer options, you have the option to enable this option called as OEM unlocked. While you have this option enabled, you can unlock the bootloader. Without this option enabled, you cannot unlock the bootloader. Same thing, you have the USB debugging, which is also required for in the process of rooting. So lots of stuff that is developer stuff, you know, but it is very convenient for rooting. You have to enable that. The next tip for those people who install a lot of third-party apps. So if you want to install any third-party apps, by default Android will going to block you from installing those apps. So if you want to install it, you have to go into settings, then lock screen and security, scroll down until you see the option called as the unknown sources. Now this will allow the installation of apps from third-party sources, which are of course other than Play Store. So yeah, that will allow the installation. Okay, so next tip is also related to like battery. It's like a normal power saving mode. It's not as hardcore as the ultra power saving mode. So you can go into the main settings, you can scroll down to the battery section, and here you have the option called as power saving mode right below the ultra power saving mode. You click on it, you enable it. If you are about to use, like if you are just messaging with someone, if you are using WhatsApp or even Facebook, this can give you a longer battery life without actually compromising performance a lot, you know. So this limits the background processes, this limits the CPU speeds a little bit, but it is not that bad at all. You can use it, and it is very convenient. You can even use this to play games like Temple Run that doesn't require that much of a CPU or GPU power. So yeah, this is not that much of a hardcore power saving mode like the ultra power saving mode is. So let's move towards the next tip we have is related to the vibrations. Now of course, if you go into the settings and check out the sound and vibration, you have the option for the vibration intensity. You can set up certain intensity, like by default it is really loud, like incoming call, you can see. So you can have the levels to like something like this. So this might not increase the sound when because I like to use my phone on table, and if it vibrates like this, it's crazy, it makes annoying sounds. So you can change the vibration intensity according to your needs. And let's move towards the next tip, which is related to the fonts. Now like other Galaxy phones, you have the option to change the fonts on your phone. You go into display, you have the option here called as font. You can change it, you can even download more fonts, and then you can even change the size. So yeah, we have like a little bit more of a better options for the Galaxy S7 Edge as far as the fonts are concerned. So yeah, let's talk about another thing we have is for those people who listen to a lot of music. When you go into sound and notification, you can scroll all the way down below, and there's an option called as sound and quality effects. So of course I don't have anything plugged in, but if you have like awesome speakers, or not speakers, awesome headphones, you can plug them in and you can have like this stuff like treble or whatever stuff set up, you know, equalizer. You can tune it the way you want, so you can have the best possible music experience. So it is really nice, available feature we have. And moving towards the next tip, which is something that people were asking in my other video, which is how to see the RAM information. Now for the RAM information, you can see that by going into the main settings, and there's a smart manager actually, which is really cool because you can actually clean all stuff, like clean up the RAM and other stuff, or maybe like cache data or something like that. But there's a specific section for the RAM. You click on it and it's going to show you how much RAM that there is free. It says 1.5 gigabyte of RAM, which is free. Now that is actually less than what we have on the Mate 8. So on Mate 8 it's almost like 2 gigabyte of RAM is free. So yeah, 1.5 gigabyte RAM is always free for you to have fun, like have multitasking stuff and stuff like that. Next feature for you guys is called as one-handed operation. Now when you enable it, this will actually give you a what you call a short screen for those people who can't really use this phone with one hand. This is an amazing thing. So when you enable it, you have to quickly press the home key 3 times, and then you have this. You can scroll and do whatever you want on a small area. So it's really cool to have. Moving towards the next feature, which is called as blocking the apps from notification. Of course, there's an option called as notification. You can go here, and when you install some free apps, you get this annoying notifications from them. Like for example, if you install apps like Subway Surfer or Temple Run, you get like coins, messages, and all that. So you can turn them off so that they might not, tease you in the future. So it's pretty convenient for me. So yeah, let's move towards the next tip, which is related to the Edge screen. So the Edge screen actually comes with a lot of features, like of course, if I take a look here, it's called as App Edge, where you can set up different applications, even the third app applications or third-party apps on the side of the display. We have the Task Edge, where you can assign some custom tasks, like having calendar and stuff like that. You can go into the People Edge area, where if you have like some certain people that you talk to every single day, you can have their contact here on the side. That is really convenient for you. So yeah, let's move towards the next tip, which is related to the game launcher, or of course this is like a new thing that they have included with the software. So when you launch a game, like let's see here, if I play this game, if the game launcher is enabled, you have this quick icon which allows you to record the game, take a screenshot. By record the game means like you can record the gameplay, you can log the recent and back key so that you don't accidentally press them, and you can also have this option, which means that there will be no alerts during games, like there will not going to be any notification making you lose the concentration of the game or stuff like that. So it is really nice, and then you can even turn this off so that you don't get this floating icon. So yeah, game launcher, one of the best things that they have included with the software. So moving towards the next tip, which is related to, like I said, again, Edge screen. So this is the Edge phone, so some tips are related to this phone only. With the Edge screen, there's a new option. If I go here into the, let's see here, Edge screen here, it says Edge Lightning. This is something that I like a lot. It says quick reply. Now if you have enabled this feature, what it will do is that when someone is calling you, you can reject the call by placing your finger on the heart rate sensor, and that will automatically going to send a quick reply message like this: sorry, can't talk right now, call back later. So it's really amazing that they have this feature, so it works with the heart rate sensor. Next feature is also pretty convenient, which comes with Marshmallow, is that when you go into the application manager, you have the ability to set some custom permissions. So for example, if I scroll down and select a certain application like Facebook, you can allow certain applications permissions actually. For example, if you don't want Facebook to have a peek into your camera, you can turn it off. Same thing goes with the microphone, phone, SMS storage. So yeah, it just increases your security a lot. So it's a really nice feature we have for the Marshmallow devices. So moving towards the next tip, which is related to camera. Now you can take pictures with the camera by using the volume rocker. So there's no need to have like a certain camera button to take camera photos. So you have to go into settings. You have to scroll down until you see this option called as volume key. Now you can use the volume keys to take pictures, record videos, or even zoom in. So yeah, and by default I have set it up to take like photos, so it's pretty cool and pretty easy to take photos using the volume keys, and it works with both keys, doesn't matter if you press the up or down. So next tip is related to the camera. Again, if you go into camera, there are different shooting methods. So again, if you go into settings, you have this option called as shooting methods. Both it is different for both front and back. For the back, we just have this one method called as voice control, where you can say cheese or capture to capture the photo. When you switch to the front camera and you go into settings, you get a little bit more options with the shooting method, like you can take pictures while tap the screen, or there's a gesture control, which is like called as palm selfie. So this is there, but they've changed the name. You can even use the heart rate sensor to take the photos, and again the normal voice control method is also there. So yeah, this is pretty nice to take selfies, and really convenient when you're taking selfies like this, and a lot of people are standing with you, so you can take quick selfies with that. Another tip for you guys called as Smart Capture. Now Smart Capture is basically like a screenshot. Like if I capture a screenshot, okay, like this, and for the brief movement, it shows me these three options like crop, share, and there's like a plus icon. So I can crop like a certain area of the screenshot immediately right from the screen, right from the place where I've taken it, and after that I can just save it in gallery, or I can share it. So it's pretty cool if you are taking a screenshot of your friend's profile or something like that. So it can be a good thing for you. Another tip for you guys is like a bonus tip from me for those people who want a little bit more better battery life. So go into the settings and go into sound and vibration. So by default you have this weird sound like touch sound. Just listen to that. Okay, you can see here, whenever I press on something, it's going to play this sound, any option like this. So my suggestion is that you should turn this option off, and along with that you also turn these options also off, like keyboard vibration, keyboard sound, and dial pad key tune. This will definitely increase your battery life significantly. If you do a lot of texting, you're not gonna get a vibration effect every single time you touch that keyboard. So that is really nice. Another tip for you guys is like a smart switch. Now when you go here into the Wi-Fi, you click on more, you get this option called as Smart Network Switch, and with that option is that when your device is connected to a network which is not stable or slow or something like that, or maybe like a little bit fishy, then your phone will automatically detect that and turn on the mobile data so that you don't use that feature Wi-Fi, so it's pretty good. But I don't have any SIM card right now, so I can't really show you that. So next feature for you guys is that you can actually transfer some apps to your SD card. Now this feature doesn't actually work that good because you can't really apply it on all the applications and games. So I made a separate video about this topic in detail, so you can check that out on my channel. So let's move towards the next tip, which is related to those people who don't really know how to use TouchWiz, and if they're new to it. So there's a mode called as easy mode. When you enable it, you get this simplified UI where it is really easy to access gallery and camera and all that. So if you are a normal Samsung user, then you have to use like standard mode, then you can enjoy it without any problem. So for some people who don't really know how to use it, then you can enable the easy mode. Now next tip for you guys is that, again, for those people who don't really know how to use a Samsung phone, there is a specific user manual available, which will take you to the website of Samsung. It's going to give you all the tips for how to use this phone, from basic to key features to settings and all the stuff. So it's pretty cool. Next tip for you guys is the app shortcut. Now app shortcut is basically like with the Galaxy S7 Edge, I think you might be able to do like on older Galaxy phones, is that you can set up your custom applications on the lock screen. Like you can see I have Facebook and YouTube on the lock screen. Now how to do that? Now go into the settings, then scroll down to the option of lock screen and security. Going inside, you're gonna have this option called as info and app shortcut, and here you have the option called as app shortcut, and here you can select any app. For left shortcut you can select like CPUZ. Right shortcut you can select any app, for example GTA Liberty City. So everything will be displayed now on the lock screen, these apps. So that is pretty cool. So you can't really do more than 2 apps, so we just have 2 apps option. Next tip for you guys is related to the private mode. Now private mode is a really nice feature we have. If I go here into the main more quick settings, we have this option called as private mode. If enabled, this will going to hide certain applications like gallery and the voice recorder. You can enable it, and you have to set up like pattern and pin and password. This is really cool because if someone like your parents, if they want to check your phone, you can enable it, and you can hide certain apps and they can't really find it. So it's good. It is a convenient feature, and you have to be aware of it. Another thing we have here is the pin app, so you can pin up certain applications. So for that you have to go into the settings, and again you have to visit the privacy and safety, and no, not the privacy, you're going to lock screen and security, and here you have the option called as pinning. Another option for you guys is called as pin window, which basically pins a certain application, and at that time these buttons will be disabled, so like touch buttons. So what you have to do is you have to go to lock screen security, click on the other security option down below, and here you have the option of called as pin window. If you turn it on, what will happen is that if you open up a certain application, like let's see here, if I open up the browser, I can pin it. There will be a pin icon here like this. If you pin it, it says that your device basic thing like touch functions will not going to work. As you can see, it doesn't let me go back or let me go into the recent tab menu. So to disable it, it is a good feature because you can actually give your phone to a kid and then enable this feature. So yeah, it's good. And then again, if you want to get out of this feature, you have to hold down these two things and then you are out, and it's no longer on, so it's going to be off. So let's move towards the next feature, which is we are already at like 42nd feature, so it's just a couple of more minutes until this video will be over. So we have owner information. Now going into lock screen and security, we do have the option called as here we have the option called as, if we go into info and app, it's called as owner information. You can set up like certain information, like for example, if I'm gonna write my channel name and save it, okay, Z Tech Care, if I save it, and now you can see on the lock screen it says Z Tech Care, so it looks cool. You can have someone's name or even your own name and have other stuff, so it's nice to have it. Next feature for you guys is that we have a Galaxy Lab feature. Now if you go into settings and go into the advanced feature, here you get at the bottom, you get the Galaxy Lab. Now with the Galaxy Lab, you have the permission, or you have the privilege to test out the features that Samsung will be giving in their future updates. So these are experimental. So for example, if I turn on the first one, which basically gives us a home screen and home screen, so you don't really get the app drawer. That is something that we might see on Android N. So yeah, that is that experimental, that is there. So yeah. We do have quick dial also. So next feature we have, let me just scroll this page. I have actually written up all these features there. So next is related to the magnifier or accessibility related. So I'm just gonna go into the settings and go into accessibility. And now here you have the option called as vision. And in the vision section, you scroll down, you get this option called as magnifier window. This is really cool because you get this cool window which you can scroll here and there. For example, if you're reading like text on a website, you can scroll it on a certain text. It's gonna magnify it so you can easily view it if you have some problem with your eyes. Same thing you can do with the apps. So it looks really crystal clear. It's really cool to have something like most of the, I think iOS doesn't have this feature. Maybe you can get it with jailbreak, but by default you don't really get something like this on iOS. So it's really cool. And you can change the zoom percentage and stuff like that. Next tip for you guys is that the high contrast fonts. Now if you click on the high contrast font, you have the option here. When you click it on, it's gonna make the text a little bit more black. So some people like black text a lot, so that it's like a little bit more easily visible. So yeah, that's that. Next thing we have here is called as easy screen turn on, which was previously called something else. So if you go into the accessibility, you go into vision. Let's see if we have this option here. No, we don't have it in this. We have like, yeah, here we have the in the dexterity and interaction settings, we have this option called as easy screen turn on. If you turn it on, what will happen is that if your phone is like lying on the table, screen is off, all you have to do is wave your hand like this and see the magic. So it is really cool, and I don't know why this feature is so much hidden. So yeah, I mean, I should have made like another video for it, but yeah, now you know it. Moving towards the next feature tip we have, which is like number 49, is that this phone actually have a freaking baby crying detector. Now it will only work if your baby is like 1 meter up to 1 meter distance with the phone. So whenever he's gonna cry or she's gonna cry, you will going to see you have like your phone will start to have like an alarm or something like that. So I don't have any kid, so yeah, it's like pretty much useless for me, but it's good for parents. So the last tip for you guys is called as the assistant menu. Now this option will allow you to power off your phone, take screenshot and all those stuff without touching any button, without touching the power button. So this is something that most of people should know, because some people end up screwing up their power button. So if you enable this feature, you're gonna get this thing here that will float all the time. You can click on it, and this will allow you to have a peek at the recent apps. You can return to the home screen. You can even bring down the notification panel. So with this button, you can actually interact with the whole phone. You have the option to lock your phone, and if you hold down the lock button here, you have the option to turn it off or restart. So it works really well for those people who don't really have the power button working. So yeah, it's a nice feature there called the assistant menu, one of the best feature on the Galaxy phone here. So yeah, these were 50 plus tips and tricks for the Galaxy S7 Edge. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. If you have watched all of them, I really hope that you enjoyed it, because it might be a boring video, but yeah, it will help you to use your Galaxy phone and know about it more. So yeah, I'm gonna catch you guys in my next video. Peace out.